Okay, this video is called Smart versus Stupid Personality, and it's kind of a takeoff on the old Goofus and Gallant from the Highlights magazine. So anyways, this is about, so when I was a kid, there was this magazine, Highlights, used to come in the mail like once a month or something. And Goofus was an example of a kid who didn't behave well, and my parents would say you should read Goofus and Gallant. And then Gallant was the kid who behaved well. But what I'm getting at with what I've noticed in my own personal life is I talk to a lot of people, and I've noticed some people are very intelligent about how they talk and behave, whereas other people I know, they might have MD or other graduate degrees, whatever, but they're very stupid in their personality interactions. And so I'll just give you my take on this. A smart personality is interested in the long-term outcome. They're not just always trying to be opportunistic, looking for short-term gain. The smart personality tries to maintain long-term friendships, and they recognize it takes about 5 to 1 positive interaction. So 5 positive for every negative interaction to maintain a relationship. If you have more negatives than that, people are hypersensitive to negative experiences, and they might just never speak to you again or keep the relationship formal and cold. The stupid personality tends to always be looking for short-term opportunistic gain, and not to care very much about what the long-term consequences are for how they interact with people. The smart personality seeks objective truth. The stupid personality tends to not care that much about objective truth. They just want to know what is in their interest and to get that fast. Smart personality, is a little bit stuck up. They trust their own judgment much more than other people's or society's judgment. And they actually usually think a lot of other people behave like idiots, so they don't care too much about imitating them. Versus a stupid personality cares a whole lot about what is considered normal and is heavily influenced by peer pressure. Smart personality is more focused on the long term, what's best for themselves as well as what's best for others, what's best for society. Versus a stupid personality tends to be focused on just their short-term gain without caring a whole heck of a lot about the long-term picture of things. Okay, smart personality recognizes many of the so-called public experts are really a joke. They're puppets, liars, phonies, ignoramuses. Versus a stupid person tends to just believe whatever the so-called expert says. They're too lazy to think about it themselves. Smart personality tends to take the truth rather seriously because they know that you have to, be reliable with your word, or otherwise it becomes too cumbersome for people to deal with you. A smart person remains very calm in their conversation. They let the conversation go where it goes. They allow the other person to talk. Even when the other person disagrees with them, they let them finish their sentence, develop their arguments. They give them the benefit of the doubt until the other person's had a chance to make clear what their point is, to have a chance to have their say. And they don't take things personally, whereas a stupid personality, they're very emotionally volatile. They're quick to be offended. They take everything personally. The conversation is not about a topic. The conversation is about them. And if they sense anything that they don't like or that they feel might be an insult or disagrees with them, they'll try to abruptly, impugn a motive and say the other person's bad, or, in some way act as if the topic of the conversation is not to seek objective truth, but to play emotional games. Smart person, they'll listen to the other person, let them have their say, try to get objective truth. If the other person disagrees with them, they'll try to understand why the other person sees it that way. Doesn't mean they'll agree with it, but they'll at least understand where the other person's coming from. Whereas a stupid personality, if they don't get what they want or the other person doesn't agree with them, they start calling them names or, like I said, impugning a motive. You just say that because you're stuck up, or some other insulting word. All right. A smart person doesn't do things that are harmful to themselves. They don't hold a cell phone to their head. They don't put cell phone in their pocket. They avoid junk food, tobacco, alcohol, and other bad habits. They don't waste time watching TV or other trivial stuff. They have strong goals and they want to get things done in their areas that they care about, so they don't waste time. Whereas a stupid person, unless they're, on the clock for making their salary, they're really pretty frivolous with their time. They don't have any strong long-term self-development goals. So they just live in the moment and waste a lot of trivial time watching TV, things like that. A smart person, they figure if they have to do something like commute in a car, they might as well listen to an audiobook or podcast. Whereas a stupid person will typically listen to beat music in the car or talk on their cell phone or something. Smart people tend to read a lot, watch educational videos. They want to learn. They want to develop their mind, develop their knowledge. They enjoy intelligent conversations. They're interested in learning about many things. Versus a stupid person, they don't care much for reading. Most Americans, by the way, don't ever read another book after they finish high school. They don't care much about intellectual development. They kind of figure like, well, they got a job. They'll just do their job. And, why bother with reading? Why put so much effort into that? They don't care that much about learning unless there's an opportunity for short-term gain. And the relevance of these habits between a smart and a stupid personality is that they go on day to day, year after year, decade after decade. And a person with a smart personality that's constantly trying to improve and develop, they keep on making a lot of progress. And the gap between persons who have ongoing self-education and those who don't, it just gets wider and wider every year. So it just makes life a lot more interesting, and it makes a person become more skillful, able to help themselves, help their friends, help their family. So hope that was helpful.